like therapy dogs or even emotional support animals mixed up with what a service dog is. A service dog is not a pet. A service dog is providing a specific task for the individual. A therapy dog, the best way to look at the difference is a therapy dog is providing a task or a therapy for another person, whereas your service dog is providing and performing a task for yourself. Now, an ESA, which is what 99% of everybody has,
And are great.
yeah, are just they're your household pets, you know.
And they give great love
yeah.
and support and emotional support, which is why they're called that.
Right.
Yes, but there is a difference.
What we want to do is we want to get our veterans on the first line of being able to get their own service dog and being able to work that route. Obviously, 8 weeks is not long enough to make a service dog out of these things or out of these dogs. But our program is like our mantra says, 15 seconds of courage. It's the first step. You know, once they get that first step, it's easier to take the next step, and it continues on. You know, and we go back to our motto of, you know, your success is our success, and that's what we try to push. You know, to push them to go forward. Our program goes from just meet and greets to actually linking up at a
mall?
A mall or someplace like that, where we teach the dog to go up an escalator. Now, can you imagine being a dog and seeing an escalator for the first time?
No.
The reactions would be like, I'm looking at teeth, you know, coming at me.
And the other part of that with, like he's saying, taking them into a public place, this is not just about the dog and the training, Gilbert. This is about helping these people who are dealing with PTSD, with certain traumas, dealing with their life and giving them specific skills and support to address them and live with them daily, knowing that they have the ability to do it. And that means going into a public place. Some of them in our past programs were unable to even leave their home to come to us for the first time. We had to talk them through it to even get them to our facility to begin the process. So this is much deeper even than just training a dog. This is much deeper.
For those of you just joining us on the podcast, we have it set up now and it's rolling pretty good here. We've got on screen, you see KRISTEN and Nathan Botts. They are the owners and organizers of Mission First K9. I like this line here, no paws left behind.
That's right.
Exactly.
And Nathan is a Ranger buddy, just like, you know, if you go to Ranger school, it says a lot about who you are and what you do. And you have had your own dealings with the VA in terms of service-connected injuries. And so you speak from the heart when you talk about trying to help our service members who are in need in these special canines. And there are just not enough dogs being trained to specifically handle some of the injuries that our military personnel and first responders go through. Talk about that and what's the difference, why it's important.
So right now we're looking at one of the biggest injuries or outcomes of injuries from any other time that we've ever had, and that's 22 veterans a day. You know what they're doing. We're suffering from PTSD. We're suffering from TBIs. We're not getting the care that was promised to us. So what we're doing with like our Mission First K9 is we're trying to reestablish that purpose, right? Our veterans are coming back from war and are just expected to be a certain way.
Well, you know, you make a good point, and there were people say, what war are they coming back from? There are no wars right now. But the impact of what they experience, either First Gulf War, Desert Storm, Vietnam, World War II, God, you know,
Iraqi freedom, yes.
Yeah, we can go on and on with the names. So for those of you who are not part of the 1% who raised your hand and said, we're going to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. In other words, you did not serve in any branch of the military. You're wondering, what are they talking about?
Exactly.
What we're talking about is the fact that there's a very small percentage of people who volunteered to protect this country, who went and served, who experienced horrific things. And I've seen some, even as a reporter, when I remember being at the Gulf War and seeing a head roll up on the beach while I was walking along the beach. Mm-hmm. And so how does that impact you? It sticks with you. And so how do you deal with that when you're standing beside your buddy and he gets blown away? And so those are the things that we're talking about. KRISTEN, it takes a little bit of time in order to get these animals trained and married up specifically with a service member. This is not something that happens overnight.
No, it isn't.
Talk about that.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say that Nathan came up with this idea because a service dog saved his own life after coming out of serving 5 years in 2 different wars. And I'm very proud of him for that. And we are just so excited about this. And so in promoting and providing this program, what we do is start a baseline, like we said, of assistance, help, and support, connection, and healing for these veterans and their dogs, where we build a foundation of training for them so that they begin their process towards their service dog training. And the 8 weeks builds that foundation along with the tools for living daily with our therapist who helps them through the other parts of that as well. And then once they've graduated from our 8-week intensive training program, we continue on with them from there, Gilbert, where they have the opportunity to move forward with continued training and their dogs so that they can become full-fledged service dogs over the course of time where they need that training to be completed.
You know, you said something at the top, we're getting ready to run out of time. We just never have enough time to say everything.
I know.
But that's okay. We've got a podcast of this. We're going to share this with you, and we encourage you to share the information that you're sharing on your social media pages as well. But you mentioned at the top that you're working under the umbrella of Stacy Buckner and her off-road project that she has.
Yes.
What a great person.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Just an amazing person.
Yeah. And so we want to thank her for putting us all in connection to do this and help you guys, because it's difficult to operate a nonprofit, and get all the things in place that you have to do. But the bottom line is that you're available. How can people get in touch with you if they think you may be able to help them?
Thank you. What they can do is reach out to us through our email at missionfirstk9@yahoo.com. They can let us know they're interested in our program. We can give them much more detailed information. We can speak with them. And the process is that they would apply to become a part of our program, and we will do an interview with them. There are some specifics that we'll have to go through with them as a veteran. And if they are approved, then we'll get them started. Our first class is March 3rd, and we have another class coming up in August.
All right. Well, look, this is not the last time we're going to see you.
Right.
This was just the initial thing to get the word out that this service is available in this area, and we'll schedule both of you to get back in. KRISTEN and Nathan Botts, Ranger Buddy, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do in our community. And Stacy said you just have a brand new batch of pups that you're working on.
We have babies on the ground. We got 7 puppies.
We've got babies
ready for those veterans in
ground.
August. You betcha. Bring it on. Bring it on, Fayetteville.
All right, look, we thank you all. And you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news right now with CBS 17.
Mostly cloudy skies with rain coverage increasing today. A high in the lower 40s, and then a wintry mix is possible overnight into very early on Thursday with a low around 30 degrees, and then drying out towards the afternoon, a high tomorrow around 40. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Matthew Huddleston.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much. Right now, we've got 45 degrees. That's what we have. 45 degrees here in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also Fort Bragg. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
Proud to be your hometown news and information source for 4 decades. News Talk 640 WFNC. Just say, Alexa, play WFNC.
Now playing News Talk 640 W.